Hello viewers, what you see before you is a simple triple five lead flashing circuit on a perfboard. It's my first attempt at putting components on a perfboard, which unlike a breadboard makes the components more permanent. As you can see, this is definitely my first attempt. The solder joints are messy, and basically the components on the screen. This is a potentiometer. This is the 555 timer with the notch on the left side, the pull-up resistor to hold the voltage high, and then obviously the 220 ohm resistor to ensure the LED light is protected. And this is a 100 microfarad electrolytic capacitor. You can see the polarity, this being the negative component leg. It was a 10 microfarad capacitor before, but I changed it. I'll explain why. And you can see these are pins 1 through 4 and pins 5 through 8. Pin 8 is the 9 volt live intake. Pin 1 is the ground. Pin 3 is the output. Okay, and what the potentiometer does is it basically changes the resistance, which allows the LED light to flash faster or slower. So if I reduce the resistance, it flashes fastest. If I increase it, it slows down, right? So basically what we have built is that the 555 circuit, which produces square wave signals, it becomes an astable oscillator, meaning that the circuit flips states indefinitely, or as long as the 9 volt battery lasts. And what it does in the case when coupled with a capacitor, it basically allows the charging and discharging of the capacitor. So from roughly 1/3 of the voltage supply to 2/3 of the voltage supply, and basically the oscillator flips state. So on the one state it charges, and then once it hits 2/3, discharges. And since the timing constant, or the time of the flashing interval is approximately proportional to um, the tau, which is the RC, the resistance capacitance, then basically varying the resistance changes the timing interval. And in my case, because I went from 10 to 100 microfarads, it basically lengthened the flashing time, giving me a much wider range, so that you can see the slower parts uh, more clearly than when I was using a 10 microfarad. So with the 10 microfarad, all I could do was it would be at this stage, like roughly at this stage, and then it would only give me a small range of about here. But with 100 microfarads, I can actually slow it pretty much, almost kind of something known clearly that you can tell it's flashing, right? But obviously with the 10 microfarads, when I go to the end, it wasn't shimmering like this. It was actually just a flat light. So what does this mean when you use the 555 timer as an astable oscillator? It means you can do a variety of things with tones, audio signals, and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. um, of what like tiny circuits like this can be learning devices and teach you how to handle the physical part. Eventually graduate from basic soldering like this to something more elegant. And obviously this would be my first museum piece on the Perfboard kingdom, on my slow journey, hopefully someday becoming a skilled PCB circuit builder, and who knows, maybe build products one day. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it also inspires some of you to take up electronics and maybe build your own hardware. And as you can see, just to end, reduce, cache is quicker, increase, cache is so lower. So happy building until my next build. Thank you.